All right. I need to pull up the intro. Actually, since it's an award show, um, all right.
It's an award show.
Bing. There you go. You got it. Took you long enough, but you got
it. Yeah. I'm way more proud of myself for that than I should be.
Hello, everyone. Are you having a good time out there? Great.
A little slow on the draw.
The sound guys having fun up there. So welcome to our 2023 So Extra Awards. We have the consistency of wet bread. Am I right? Ooh, tough crowd. Anyway, so we're going to be going through our list of awards. And if you didn't know, those awards are the Game of the Year, obviously, the Fun with Friends Award, or FWIF, the Thirst Award, the Louis LaPrince Award, and the Boo Motherfucker Award, and the Charles Manson Award. Who can forget that classic award? So, without further ado, let's get into it. So the first category that we will be covering is the FWIF Award. This goes to our favorite multiplayer of the year, and it is, and for those of you who don't know about this award show, multiple games can win the same award because we each individually choose what game to give the award to. So without further ado, let's talk about the FWIF Award. Thank you. I'm holding a spare mic in my hand as if I'm actually, like, on stage.
No, you're not.
Yeah, I am. So, as everyone knows, I'm not really a multiplayer guy. In fact, I don't even think I played Fall Guys this year. I've really just not done. No, I haven't played Fall Guys because it wasn't in my Steam roundup. I've really fallen off of that game, and that's the only multiplayer game I've played. That being said, I do have a nominee that's near and dear to my heart. And the reason it's near and dear to my heart is we basically announced it, even though we have no one saw it. We brought the award up back in May, and it wasn't officially announced until, I believe, September. I'll double check that, but and that's special to me. We have a Nintendo insider that we have a Nintendo insider that we're friends with, and he told us, hey, F-099 is coming. And it came. And it's F-Zero, it's a futuristic racer, and it's a battle royale. 99 racers enter, 1 win. And so, kind of gave it away, but that's my pick for the FWIF Award. Thank you. And then, I don't know if you want to go first, or if you want me to read Landon's choice.
Yeah, you go ahead and read Landon.
Okay. So, Landon, wanted to throw in his choices. So, the explanation he gave on this was, it's probably recency bias, but it has big, Bad Company 2 vibes. And, that is the finals.
For me, it's also probably. Well, I don't know if it'd be the same reason as him because, like, as you know, I'm not really big into newer multiplayer games. Like, I do play multiplayer games, but none of them are recent or new to this year. But I'm gonna have to go with Landon and just kind of piggyback off him.
No, I don't think that's a womp womp. I mean, people are enjoying that game right now.
Well, usually when I talk, like the audience is just
Well, yeah. But that's because you barely talk.
fair enough.
All right.
You say I'm as quiet as a graveyard.
Twitch.tv/the graveyard. Or not the graveyard, just twitch.tv/graveyard. And for me, you can find me at the Dean Slater everywhere.
I like being the sound guy.
So, with our first award out of the way, we are going to go to our second award. The second award, of course, would be the Louis Le Prince Award. The Louis Le Prince Award goes to, it's named after the guy who invented the video camera, and despite what the history books tell you, it was not that fucktard that takes credit for everything. I'm not even going to dignify his name here. It's not that fucker. It's Louis the Prince, created the first video camera. And so, in his honor, we named the award for Best Cinematics. So, without further ado, let's get to the award. Alright, so for me, mine's a bit of a weird one. Because for the actual story bits, are just still images with text for most of the game. But when it's doing a panning shot, when you're landing, when you, whenever night falls, there is a atmosphere and a level of detail that the Nintendo Switch can't do normally, that somehow they managed to get it done. I'm going to go with Pikmin 4 for the Louis Le Prince Award. So for Landon, went with a game that is pretty obvious in hindsight for getting the Louis Le Prince Award. However, I personally try to stick with games I've played, and I did not play this one this year. But Landon went with Final Fantasy 16. Damn, my hair! I know. Anyway. So, Gavin, what's your choice?
So the shitty thing is that I don't think I have a choice because I am sort of in a similar vein of like going with games that I have played, but I also go in the vein of games that I have seen, and I have been slacking on games this year. I've kind of just stuck with older stuff and haven't really played anything new, so I really don't have a choice for this reward.
I'm surprised you didn't go with Baldur's Gate.
I didn't play Baldur's Gate and didn't really see Baldur's Gate. Like I saw like TikTok funny things. That's it.
Yeah. Like bear sex.
More so me watching people just go up to people and then just fucking like steal their shit and see a weird interaction from it, or like them like fucking paralyzing them and then throwing them off a cliff.
Yeah.
But also bear sex.
All right. The next award goes to the game that had the biggest cult following. It is named after the cult master himself, Charles Manson. So, for my Charles Manson Award, I've not played it, but I also go against the grain because I'm my own man. And so, for me, the Charles Manson Award would go to the game that everybody talked about for so long and even ended up winning Best Multiplayer at the Game Awards for some reason. I'm still not over that. Baldur's Gate 3. Landon, for his Charles Manson Award, went a different route, which I can appreciate. And I would definitely say this is closer to a cult because several people were like, do not put your money towards this. I understand the developers worked hard on it, but it's going to a very, very bad person. Don't fund bad people. And people bought the game anyway. It's one of the best-selling games of this year. And that's Hogwarts Legacy. Yeah,
Good
that
both.
kind of mixed there.
Like he said it, I was like, No bueno.
So what's your choice for the Charles Manson Award? The award that you yourself named.
Well, I think we both know that, in my own personal opinion, it has to go with Cult of the Lamb.
Game with sex.
Yeah, apparently a game with sex now. Or soon. I don't know. Which caught me off guard.
Making whoopee.
I'm making baby. Baby mama.
Alright, the next award goes to The game that, or not even the game, the next award goes to a character of a game. And we have very specific criteria for characters. And in this case, it has to be the sexiest character. Doesn't matter if it's male or female. It just has to be sexy. You couldn't see it, but I was moving my mouth around like a weirdo.
I'm sure I'll see it in the actual video.
Yeah, so for my Thirst Award choice, see, I was gonna go with something obscure. My initial thought was, let's go ahead and go obscure and go with a character that no one talks about, but she's kind of got. She plays violin and she's got like this country girl aesthetic to her. Like she's got like the weirdly angled like skirt dress thing with the little tassels, and she's got like the tiniest cowboy vest, you know, like a woman cowboy vest. She's got the whole country cowboy look going. So she's kind of got that rural, you know, girl next door kind of vibe. But another rule I have is that I try to give the awards to different games, so that way the same game doesn't win 7 awards. I wonder what I'm talking about.
Right.
And each game gets a fair shake. And so because of that, and because the game I'm talking about that character was in is already held an award, I was like, I gotta look somewhere else. And I was like, what games have I played this year that had a hot female character? And then I thought of one. Problem is, I had 2 love interests in that game. And ultimately, I went with Peppermint from Hi-Fi Rush over Corsica. She's kind of got like that. I can't describe the aesthetic. I can only hold on. Let me pull up the photo. There you go. So, she has like blue tips. She's got blonde hair, a shaved side, and then she wears Daisy Dukes and like a torn denim vest. And to top off the whole thing, she's got a robot leg, and who knows what she could do with that robot leg. So that's why she ended up being my personal choice for the Thirst Award. Thank you. Just because I did that for mine, I'll do this for Landon's. So, for posterity's sake, I posted a picture of Landon's choice in the Discord general chat as well. So this is Landon double dipping a little bit, which is fine. He has his own criteria. But this is from a game he's already chosen. And this character has become rather popular with people who've played the game. And it is Sid from Final Fantasy XVI. Um. So, Gavin,
Yes.
who are you thirsting for?
Well, I wasn't really thirsting for anyone, so I had to really think about it. And so you brought up some games and shit, and I was like, you know what? Let me look at one of these games and see if I can find somebody that I think is attractive. And I'm going to choose Serena, which is one of the cameo characters from MK1.
Nice, yeah. Uh, I just realized that we did skip a category that I had before this, but that's fine. Uh, we're gonna go ahead and take care of that next. Uh, so for our next category, it goes to the biggest surprise of the year. The thing that just caught us completely off guard. It is called the Boo Motherfucker Award. Alright. So, for my choice in the Boo Motherfucker Award, I already knew that it was going to be this game regardless of whether I ended up playing it. I did end up playing it back when both you and Landon were um, on sabbatical, which Landon never ended up coming back from. You can do the womp womp womp.
I forgot it. Hold on.
There you go.
I'm not gonna lie, I almost fucked up and clicked this one.
Good riddance. No, I'm just kidding. We love Landon here.
Your wife's losing it. I thought you were losing it.
But I started playing it for our patrons, which I haven't talked about it yet. You could go to patreon.com/thebriefing-room where you can get cool rewards, including me going through this game. Even if I hadn't played this game, it would have been on my list, despite me having a rule about trying to have games that I played. Simply because, first of all, the game was never announced. When the game was announced, they're like, oh, by the way, this game is out. On top of that, they released the game on April 1st. And third of all, it was killing the company's mascot. I am talking about the murder of Sonic the Hedgehog. Thank you.
All right.
By the way,
I dissociated for a second there.
by the way, you guys definitely should play that game. It's phenomenal. And it is free. That's the other thing. They shadow dropped it on April 1st, killing their mascot, and it's free. And it's actually good. It's a good Sonic game. But anyway. You can check out my playthrough on Patreon, as I mentioned before. So that is my choice for the Boo Motherfucker Award. Landon went to, obviously, it's the biggest surprise, right? It doesn't necessarily have to be a game. It can be anything. And with that broad definition, Landon, I'm not going to lump you into this. Landon went with something a bit odd. He went with, and no spoilers, he went with a story moment in Jedi Survivor. Thank you. Now, Gavin, do you have a Boo Motherfucker?
Yeah, I do. So I didn't until this was announced. It's gonna have to go back to Cult of the Lamb again
Yeah.
due to the sex update.
Yeah. Not only is it a sex update, it's a sex update that's not going to change the rating of the game.
Yeah, I know.
So this last award, the award you've all been waiting for, the award that's going to change everything. It's the only thing you guys really care about, which is why we put it at the end. It's why Jeff Keighley puts it at the end. It is the Game of the Year. Get wrecked other games. So for me, I was hoping that this game would be the Game of the Year. And the fact that that was my expectation going into it, and it still ended up being my Game of the Year, just goes to show how good this game is. I've actually, not only that, there's currently a huge battle going on in the fandom regarding this entry into the series. And I just owned somebody on Twitter last night over it. It, within 3 days of being released, became the second best-selling game out of this series. And it is the 20th entry. We are talking about Tears of the Kingdom.
Like I said, click. There we go.
And not only that, but the character I was initially thinking of, the Thirst Award, came from that game. I didn't want to spoil my Game of the Year, because if I said, "Hey, Tears of the Kingdom already has an award," everyone would be like, "Okay, where is it? Where is it?" And then when it got to Game of the Year, they'd be like, "Oh, that's his Game of the Year." That's why I didn't specify. Anyone that played the game knew who I was talking about. And actually, like I said, she's a violin player, and her name is Via Lynn. Anyway. Yeah. And then the flute player in the band, she's part of a band. The flute player is Piper.
Damn it.
The drummer's named Beats, I believe. It's been a while since I checked in on them. Yeah. So I need to check in on them to figure out what their names were again. But yeah. And then Landon, similarly. So Landon, his criteria for his choice this year is, if the previous game was Game of the Year and the sequel surpassed the previous game in every single way, then how can that game not be Game of the Year? And because Tears of the Kingdom surpassed Breath of the Wild in every single way, and Breath of the Wild won Game of the Year in 2017, Landon also went with Tears of the Kingdom for Game of the Year. Gavin, do you have a choice, or are you also withholding?
For Game of the Year?
Yeah.
Well, There's only one new game that has come out this year that I have played, and I was addicted to it for months. And it is the same game that I have already given 2 awards for, but I'm gonna have to go with Cult of the Lamb again.
I think it did technically come out this year, but I'll allow it. Because they have put out new stuff. But yeah, that's exciting. So, those are your awards. Thank you all for coming to the show. And for those of you who haven't yet, be sure to stop by our Patreon. It has cool things inside that you're sure to enjoy. Be sure, before you guys leave, be sure to hit that like button and hit the subscribe button and hit that bell so you can get notified of every new upload. Also, before you guys leave, be sure, when you get home, to tell people about the show. Word of mouth is the best way to help us grow. And that is all I have. Thank you for coming out, and please enjoy the rest of your day.